Yo, friends. Okay, so I only have a little bit of time to stream today, or at least this morning. My daughter is doing a Veterans Day program today at school this morning, and so I'm going to go to that in about 45 minutes. So, yeah, I'm just going to get as much done as I can before that, and then we'll I'll go to that. I'll come back and do office hours. Office hours will be a little bit late today, so I will let folks know about that. Where's here? And actually, I will also move that on my calendar as well. There we go. And update this. Okay, cool. So if you go to kentcdodds.com/live, then you will see my live stream schedule, which I just updated. So anyway, yeah, I didn't get any response on this, and I'm pretty much at a dead end. So we are going to work on the setup for lower level testing on Rocket Rental. That's where I left off from last time. And I think we were pretty close. So, scooch that over. Yeah, I was writing this test returns 404 for a booking that does not involve a user, not involve the user who's making the request. And actually, should be a 404. Probably, yeah, like it's typically better to say this thing doesn't exist instead of you don't have access to this thing unless you are linking to it. So like the user has access to see that it exists, but doesn't have access to actually see what it is. And there are definitely situations like that. Like you could have a list of customers, and then you have the ability to drill down on the customers you're responsible for, but not the ability to drill down on other customers. Might be better to not even link in that case, but in any case, if you can see that those customers exist but you don't have access, that makes a lot more sense as a 403. But if you shouldn't even know that exists, then 404 is fine. And in the case of other users' bookings, I think it is reasonable to say you shouldn't even know those exist. So with that said, let's make a cookie for a user. And we're going to create our own request. Okay. I'm just thinking like, maybe there's a abstraction there, but it's not quite similar enough. Okay, cool. And we don't need that booking. Just the params. That'll do it. Dun, 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 dun. Expect that to be a 404. Let's make sure that test is running. Ah, it's not. That's why you always want to make sure the test is running. So it should fail. I love this. I think this is so awesome. We create a test database. Yeah. And then apply these migrations. Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah, every time we reset the database, so like totally fresh. Yeah, that's awesome. Bum-ba-da-dum. And when the tests are all finished, Prisma Studio database URL is Prisma, or yeah, it's file : / is it 2 slashes or 3? That's interesting. I shouldn't even see .env. Whew. Yeah, : / data.testdb. There we go. And it should be empty. Yeah, it is. Good. That is so rad. Okay. Looks like we got a patch. May as well. See, they should make it so that I can copy paste, but I can't. So that's annoying. Oh, I've got the test running right there. Huh, okay. Okay. So, let's see what other tests would be useful for us to write, and then we can start like moving. Oh my word! This whole time I forgot to do that. Were people chatting at me? I bet they were. Maybe. I'm so sorry. So this is what I wrote. Where is it? That's what I wrote. And nobody chatted at me, which means nobody is watching. Maybe you're chatting at me in the YouTube chat. So this is as good a time as any to remind folks that I do not pay attention to the YouTube chat, because you'll find out eventually the chats that show up in there are not constructive. So I have an intentional filter. If you want to chat, you come to the Discord, and it's cool. It's fun in the Discord. Maybe one day I will care more about the YouTube chat, but YouTube needs to deal with its moderation problems first. Okay, so I wonder if I can get a coverage report. Let's do vtest. Last time I set up coverage, vtest code coverage setup was kind of weird. So let's see. Yeah, this is way better than it was before. Good old Istanbul. I think actually Istanbul was rewritten as a Babel plugin. So that's interesting. Oh, native code coverage. Yeah, that's right. We're going to go with native. Why not? And it's going to ask, I think. Oh, it didn't even ask. Nice. Maybe I already have it installed. I thought I did. Oh, yeah, I do. Sweet. Okay, let's see. Do I get a report somewhere? Coverage. There it is. Probably would be a good idea to add that to our doodad. Coverage. Open with Chrome. That's too bad. Okay, fine. I'll just do this. Open coverage index.html. There we go. Fancy. I'm looking at routes, booking ID. Okay, cool. We're not rendering anything or whatever. We're just doing the loader right now. The coverage report helps me identify use cases I haven't supported. So I'm not looking at how do I cover code. I'm looking at what use cases did I forget. And there are a bunch, I know, but this kind of helps me think about which ones I forgot. And there was something else I wanted to do as well, and that is this coverage report is very, very inaccurate. I am definitely not, oh, now that's interesting. It's not showing my code coverage report anymore. I want to see the code coverage report every time. That's too bad. Yeah, so I'm definitely not getting this great of code coverage with like the 2 tests that I've got. And I don't even care about including Prisma stuff. Everything that I'm covering should just be within app. So there's should be a way to specify I want coverage on stuff that is not included in tests. Yep, here we go. Now, I don't know, from the look of this, coverage C8 options are none. And coverage Istanbul options got all these. But I'm going to hope that, that just these are the same options, maybe. Yeah, okay, so let's look. VTest config, coverage, and let's look. We've got include, list of files to include, and that's what we want, include. This except, not the test files. Exclude the test files, and I think maybe that's a default, but yeah, we'll see. We'll take a look at what happens here. That's interesting. That was not what I expected. I expected it to include all of the files, but now it's including none of them. Maybe these don't have dot slashes, so maybe this? Okay. That was, yeah, I guess that sort of does not make sense at all. I don't know, that's annoying. Different tools, I guess. But now we're just getting stuff in the app. But we want to include files that aren't even included in tests. And also note.test file, so we don't need that exclude, which is nice. And I'm guessing it's the all. Where's all? All. There you are. Whether to include all files. Yep, that's what we want. Now we can see an accurate measurement, and it's going to be very red. What? Ah, good grief. Oh, haha, it wasn't done. It was taking a while to determine code coverage. There we go. Where's this vendor CSS TS? Oh, right. I forgot that I did that. It's actually kind of cool. So before tools had this ability to cover untested files, what I would do is I had one test that dynamically required all of the files in the code base. What was interesting about that is that I actually did get pretty good coverage, because a lot of them are just like, you know, running a couple of lines of code and stuff. And so, yeah, I got quite a bit, like I guess I wouldn't have, no, I'd have complete coverage on this with that mechanism. But anyway, it didn't really give you too much confidence, other than the fact that, yes, this does run, but typically you get that from just having TypeScript anyway. So, sweet. Our DB server is well covered. Yep, and session server pretty dang well covered. Actually, let's open up the coverage report now, and the session server is under services. It's interesting. I wonder why it's saying that's not covered. Definitely is covered. That's okay. I don't care that much. It's calling that a function. All right, cool. Well, we got coverage up and going, so that can help me figure out what still needs to be covered. Yeah, look at that. That's nice. I like that. Okay, so in here, 2 minutes remaining on setting up lower level testing. Yeah, I guess, you know what? Let's do 10 more minutes, and I will not finish this. I will test one other thing, and that will help us know what needs to be abstracted or taken out of this file. So let's take a look at this isn't that important to the success of our endeavors. You know what is kind of important is the Booker. Yeah. This one's tricky though because this includes UI, and there's not currently official testing utilities for Remix, though I know they're working on it, and somebody has built what will probably be the pattern used when support is official. So I could use that. Or I could just hit the action directly with my own form data and just make sure that it validates properly. And then, oh man, there's enough complexity in this UI though. That would be nice to test it all together. This is interesting. How would what I want to be able to do is I want to say, I want to be able to intercept the request that's made, which I could do with MSW, and then route that request to the appropriate action. So that I don't feel prepared to work on this morning. I don't want to do that. But eventually we will get to that. Yeah, this is a lot of UI too. Yeah, let's just do the loader for this one. Ships, ship ID, book. Okay. So I think actually we don't need this after each because we're doing that in the setup testing V. Yep, after each we delete all the things, so we can get rid of that. That's nice. There we go. Yes, it does not require a authenticated user. That's right, because you should be able to look at ships. Although, would it make sense? Oh, yeah, it would make sense. Hold on, what's the flow here? So a user lands on ship ID, and then they say they want to book it. So here, this is going to be our index. We have our booker right there. Yeah, and that's totally acceptable. And then they say the booker is going to redirect them book. The booker is going to be, yeah, I did this in kind of an interesting way. So when they hit submit, this is what gets rendered, yeah, and they get sent off to book. And we still don't make sure that they're logged in because that's fine. And then in book, then it's in here that we require the user ID. And down here, we have an inline login. That's right. So we do, so when you get here, then we're going to say, hey, do we have a user? You know what, we should probably actually not even show the confirmation thing here, and we should show it there. So you have an inline login, and then you're required to book, and then when you confirm, then we call our action, we do all the validation and stuff. So yeah, let's, yeah, so we do redirect, but we redirect back to the ships. Yeah, so that makes sense. So we're going to expect location to be ships to be expect string containing ships param ship ID. We want it to end with that. Yeah, to match inline snapshot. Sure. No, that wouldn't work. Well, no, sure it would. Why not? Let's just see what happens. Yeah, so that'd be fine. We don't have to update it. But I do want to communicate. So to be, I want to say it's the same. Oh, yeah. No, so we don't have to do the full URL. Yep, that's fine. There we go. That'll work. Okay, so you're complaining because, oh yeah. There we go. Now it's happy. Okay. Requires authenticated user. Okay, I got just a quick question. Yeah. I had a bunch of these tests. It's still 136. I'm pretty sure, the thing is we have the after each that runs and deletes everything, and I'm just wanting to see whether that scales linearly or not. And now it's 2 seconds. Whoa. That's interesting. Try that one more time. Huh. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe it's because these tests are running in parallel and this one's like got so many after eaches running. So we'll maybe run into a problem in the future, but we'll deal with that when it happens. Maybe. Yeah, I'm not sure how many tests was that. Oh man, I'm over schedule time. Oh, that was like thousands of tests. All right, we're way, way far away from that being a problem. Okay, so here's a little tip. If it's not a problem today, but it might be a problem in the future, you want to make sure you don't paint yourself into a corner or anything, but things could change between today and the future when this might be a problem in such a way that makes the thing that might be a problem not be a problem anymore. And so if you spend all of your time today solving what might be a problem, you may be wasting your time. So just a thought. Okay, so now I want to make it through this. So we're going to have a booking in the booking session key, and that should have a ship ID and yada yada yada. Okay. So this is gonna returns booking data from the session. Okay, so we're gonna say here's our booking data. This will be this stuff. So we'll have a ship ID. Oh man, it's still giving me spaces. Man, I hate that. So we've got a ship ID, a start date, and an end date. And I think the type for start date and end date are strings. Yeah. Oh, right. No, that's the errors for the strings. Data is actually dates. Yeah. Okay. Ship create. And this is complaining about, oh, we don't have a create ship. And this is complaining because we don't have an owner. Yeah, and the error is not entirely, yeah, here it is. Brand, host, and starport. And what are you complaining about? Oh, right. Cool. So we made our ship. And then but this one's not going to catch. And we need a cookie. And how did we do the cookies here? Get booking cookie. Cookie. And oh, existing cookie. Okay, and this is our existing cookie string. So then we'll use this eventually, but for now we're just going to use this. We don't need to be logged in, and we'll await. Oh, no, that's something's wrong. What? I need to format this, I think. Pretty sure what's wrong. Yeah, this is what I get for not saving it after a long time. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. So we received null because there was no redirect. JSON await response.json and expect JSON to match inline snapshot. Ooh, let's see what that does. It's going to fail the next time because we got IDs in here, but that helps me to equal expect object contain. Well, actually, no, we can do the whole thing. And then ship ID is going to be ship.id. The total price. Yeah, expect any number. Oh, and the date. Yeah, that's not going to work. Expect any date. That's not, I'm not happy with this. But, oh, right. Yeah, it's got to be serialized. So, okay, cool. Just got it passing. Now we're going to make it better. So first of all, the price. So here's the tricky bit is I don't want to re-implement my code. But I don't know how I'm going to avoid that here. Yeah, like, because the price is a calculation of the daily cost and the number of days. So, start date, end date, and total cost is, let's see, difference in days from date functions. daily charge. That should still pass. Yep, sweet. Sweet. All right, much happier about that. I'm not really seeing a cross-test abstraction. Like I don't need anything that was in, except for this one actually. Yeah, I will need that in here eventually for sure. So, didn't I have like a place for test utils? Well, I do now. Utils ts. Test utils. Booyah. That's rad. Okay, cool. Could do base URL. Turn that into a base URL from test utils. Should that have a slash on it? I don't think so. Cool. All right. So, yeah, I've got the most important thing here is that I have, as I'm writing tests, I have a place to, or a way to interact with the database. The last thing that I would need is, yeah, and a way, like a place to put utils that are shared, a way to collect coverage. The last thing that I would need is a way to, what's the word I was, yeah, a way to mock network requests, external network requests. And then, of course, a way to test UI. I don't have that yet. So, yeah, feeling pretty solid about how this is looking so far. So eventually we'll get to network requests, probably, like for emailing and stuff. Yeah, pretty much just need to set up MSW handlers that I already have. Yeah, probably that's it. And then once I have that set up, then I can do like one-offs and stuff. And then for the UI, I know that the Remix team is working on that on their roadmap project. And it's in progress, it looks like. Where is it? Testing helpers, yeah. Somebody's working on this. It's not assigned to anybody, but it says it's in progress. So here's a community implementation, Remix stubs. Let's see what this looks like. Yeah, see, so what I could do is I could say create remix stub. Here's the path. The loader can be the actual loader, and the action could be the actual action. Yeah, this will be sweet. And actually, I might just change my tests to render UI instead of just calling the loaders and actions and stuff. Maybe. All right, well, that's enough for this morning. Like I said, office hours will still happen. Here, let me... yeah. Start on reviews and implement lower level testing setup. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. Feel pretty good about that. Yeah, so I'm gonna just check that off as finished, and then we're gonna yeah, we'll be back in like an hour, I think. Yeah, probably an hour 15, and that's when I'll do office hours. See ya. Yeah, now see ya. I'm still streaming, aren't I? Whoops, I forgot to click stop streaming. Okay, see ya.